Hello sports fans, it is Monday, June the 2nd, the year 2014, and as always, a lot to get to in the sports world, so let's get it going right now. I hope you guys had a great weekend. Great to be back with you guys. Hope you caught some of the games over the weekend. Let's start in the NHL, where the Stanley Cup Finals are set. It will be the New York Rangers and the Los Angeles Kings, and they will start Wednesday night out in Los Angeles. After the LA Kings do it again, they beat the Chicago Blackhawks in Chicago in Game 7 in overtime, 5-4, as the Kings rally again. The Kings were down 2-0 in this game, they come back to tie. They're down 3-2 in this game, come back to tie. They're down 4-3 in this game, come back to tie, and they finally win it 5-4 in overtime. The Kings become the first team in NHL history to win 3 Game 7s on the road. And that's a lot of history in the NHL. What a job by the Kings. I mean, let's review it again. I know I've been over it a million times, but we have to say it again. In the first round, the Kings were down to San Jose 3-0. They win 4 straight, including Game 7 on the road. The second round, they're down 3-2 to Anaheim, who had the best record in the West. The Kings rally to win that series, including winning Game 7 on the road. Then in this series, they're down to the defending champs, Chicago Blackhawks, 1-0. They're down in Game 2, 2-0 before they rally to win that game. Then the Kings go up 3-1. They drop 2 in a row. It's 3-3. All the momentum with Chicago. Chicago has 3 different leads in this game yesterday, including 2-0 on their home ice, and they can't kill the Kings. The Kings come back yet again. Unbelievable job by Los Angeles. You talk about gritty, you talk about gutty, you talk about digging deep. Tremendous performance by the Kings. I mean, this is history what we're seeing here. I mean, 3 Game 7s on the road, that is incredible. And now it sets up a really good finals. LA and the Rangers, LA with home ice, should be a really long series, should be a good series. I mean, I guess you favor the Kings. I mean, they've had so much resolve in these playoffs, plus they have home ice. I think it's going to go 7 games. If you asked me to make a pick right now, I would say Kings in 7. But hey, if you like the Rangers, I couldn't argue with you. The Rangers are playing great hockey as well. Should be a really fabulous Stanley Cup Finals. It really should. I think it's going to go long. I think it's going to go 7 games. Could go either way. Should be really, really great stuff. The NHL playoffs have been fabulous this postseason. The NHL is a great postseason sport. I hope you guys are watching some of these games. All the drama, very exciting, the back and forth. I mean, just when you think a series is over, the other team comes back. Just when you think a game is over, the other team comes back. So it has been fabulous. Rangers and LA, they will start Wednesday at the Staples Center. Let's move over to the NBA, where the NBA Finals are set. Once again, for the second year in a row, it'll be the Miami Heat and the San Antonio Spurs, as the Spurs defeat Oklahoma City in Oklahoma City in Game 6 in overtime. The Spurs take that series 4-2. And once again, San Antonio and Miami meet up. Remember, Miami beat San Antonio last year. San Antonio had that series. They totally gave it away in Game 6. All they needed was to get a rebound. They couldn't do it. Let Miami off the hook. Miami goes on to win the series. This season, though, San Antonio has home court. That could make the difference. This is a very intriguing series. I mean, I could go either way with this series. I mean, San Antonio's got home court. You know Miami's the best team. San Antonio had them beat last year but couldn't finish them off. Very intriguing series. And getting back to San Antonio, Oklahoma City for a second. I love Oklahoma City. You love Durant. You love Westbrook. You love Ibaka. Good young players. They have to start playing better team defense. You cannot give up this amount of points in an NBA Conference Finals and expect to advance. I mean, you can get away with that in the earlier rounds. You have to really play solid defense at this stage of the game, and Oklahoma City did not do that. They let San Antonio score a bunch of points in this series, and after Oklahoma City had all the momentum after winning Games 3 and 4, what a nice job by San Antonio coming back and winning Game 5 and Game 6 on the road. I never saw that coming. San Antonio, does anyone do a better job in the NBA than the Spurs from top to bottom? What an organization. How professional. What about their players? How great is Tim Duncan? After all these years, he's back to another final. Popovich is an amazing coach. I mean, you throw in Tony Parker, you throw in Ginobili, who's had a fabulous career. All those role players know their role. I mean, they all step up and do their things. I mean, what a job by San Antonio. I thought 3 years ago they were done, and here they are again, back-to-back finals. Tremendous. This should be a really, really good finals. I'm going to pull for San Antonio. I don't want to see Miami win again. This is the 4th year in a row Miami's in the finals. They won 2 years in a row. I thought they should have lost last year. I'm pulling for San Antonio. Could go either way. I mean, you want to tell me San Antonio wins in 7? I couldn't argue with you. You want to tell me Miami wins in a long series? I couldn't argue with you. I'll pick San Antonio in 7. Maybe that's just my heart, picking the games here. I like to see it that San Antonio has home court this year. That could be the difference. If they were on their home court last year, San Antonio, they would have never blew that Game 6. Should be fabulous stuff in both the NBA and the NHL. NHL starts Wednesday. NBA starts on Thursday. Okay, what else over the weekend? Let's get to Major League Baseball real quick. Let's go through the divisions very, very quickly. In the American League East, Toronto continues to do a nice job. They are 3.5 games over the Yankees. Yankees had a terrible loss yesterday to Minnesota. Baltimore, 4.5 games out. How about Cruz? 20 home runs. He did hurt his hand yesterday. He's day-to-day. Boston, 6 out. Boston's won 7 in a row after they lost 10 in a row. You talk about up and down. You lose 10 in a row, then you come back and win 7 in a row. That's baseball. Tampa Bay, 10.5 games out. They are in all kinds of trouble. I love the manager, Madden, but oh my goodness, they have all sorts of work to do. 10.5 games out in this division. They're in all kinds of trouble. Over to the American League Central. Still Detroit's division. Detroit 4.5 over the White Sox. Minnesota, Cleveland, and Kansas City all under 500 right now. Over to the West we go. Oakland in first place. They're 4.5 over the Angels. Oakland swept away the Angels this weekend. Texas 6 out. I mean, they're hanging in there for the wild card, Texas, but I mean, now they lose Fielder for the year. Darvish always has this neck problem. Texas 6 out. Seattle 6.5 games out. They've been up and down. Forget about Houston. Over to the National League East, Atlanta stays in first place. They swept away Miami. Miami 3 games out. Washington 3.5 games out. I'm still waiting for Washington to play good ball. Mets 4 out, hanging around. Philadelphia 6 out. Don't like what I see from them at all. Over to the Central, Milwaukee. Milwaukee's still in first place. I thought they were going to fade out of it a couple weeks ago. They're still doing a nice job. Milwaukee, the surprise of baseball to me. They're 4 games over the St. Louis Cardinals. I expect St. Louis to overtake Milwaukee at some point, but right now they haven't been able to do it. Cincinnati disappointing, 7 out. Pittsburgh 7.5 out. They did take 3 out of 4 from the Dodgers in Los Angeles, and the Cubs are in rebuild mode. Over to the National League West, San Francisco. How good are they? One of the best teams in baseball, if not the best team in baseball right now. They are 7.5 games over second place LA. What's with the Dodgers at home? They lost 3 out of 4 to Pittsburgh at home. The Dodgers' home record is abysmal. I mean, come on, the Dodgers. You think you're an elite team? What are you, like 4 or 5 games under 500 at home? Come on, you got to pick up that home record. Colorado, 8.5 games back. They got to play better on the road. San Diego and Arizona bringing up the rear. That's Major League Baseball. As you know, all sorts of time for the baseball season. Did watch a little boxing over the weekend. I watched Froch knock out Groves before 80,000 people at Wembley Stadium. What a nice crowd in England. Froch knocks out Groves. I also watched Donaire win in China. He won in a technical decision. Fight was stopped because of a headbutt. Went to the scorecards. Donaire won. I'm still not impressed with Donaire. I mean, Donaire, I loved when he first came up. He looked really good. Not the same fighter the last couple of years, but Donaire did get the win. Did watch some soccer yesterday. The USA men's national team beat Turkey 2-1 in front of a sold-out crowd at Red Bull Arena in New Jersey. Really nice crowd. They were really into the game. Like to see that. USA beats Turkey 2-1. I still am not impressed with the USA team. Listen, they could score goals. I like Howard in goal, but their defense is shaky. They are going to give up a lot of goals at the World Cup, especially with the teams they're playing. Still not impressed with the USA men's team. As far as golf, Tiger Woods will miss the U.S. Open. No surprise there. Then you got this whole Phil Mickelson insider trading story. He says he's done nothing wrong. We'll keep an eye on that. French Open, Federer loses. I was hearing all day yesterday what a shock this was that Federer lost. Where has everyone been? Federer is old. He's past his prime. He's been past his prime. And listen, I love Federer more than anyone. He's done it the right way. He's a class guy. He's got the most major titles. He's an all-time great. Federer is old for tennis standards, and plus the French Open was never his forte to begin with. This is no shock that he went out here in the French Open. He was never great on clay, and he's way past his prime. He's not going to win another major again. I mean, he's not going to win another major. 2 years ago, I was shocked that he won Wimbledon. I mean, Federer is not going to win another major. He may win some small tournaments. He's going to hang around, but he is not going to win any more major tournaments. This should not be a surprise to anyone that Federer lost, at the French Open. What did they think he was going to win the French Open this year? Come on, have you guys been watching? I mean, so that's the story there. As far as tonight, what to watch, I'll tell you. It is a light sports night because we have a break now from the NHL and the NBA. Major League Baseball light schedule tonight. If you want a different type of sports event to watch, now bear with me, I know you guys are going to jump all over me. I got two events for you. Number one, the NCAA College Baseball World Series on the Med side. They're in the early rounds of that. You might want to check that out. Some really good baseball. And on the women's side, the NCAA Softball Championships from Oklahoma City. They're in the finals already. They start tonight. Best 2 out of 3. They'll play tonight, tomorrow, and if necessary, Wednesday. University of Florida versus the University of Alabama. Really, really exciting stuff. If you want a different event to watch, now listen, I know it's not for everyone, but if you want a different event to watch, the Women's Softball Championship tonight, Alabama and Florida, or the Men's Baseball College World Series, which is in the early stages. There's a bunch of games on all day on the ESPN networks, ESPNU, those kind of channels. Might want to check that out. I personally enjoy it. I know it's not for everyone, but if you want a different event, we have now a break from NBA and NHL. That's not till the middle of the week. Light night in baseball. May want to check out a different event. I do recommend those two sports. Okay, so you guys are all caught up. You guys are set. I will be back with you guys in a couple days, probably on Thursday after Game 1 of the NHL, and we'll preview, of course, the NBA Finals on Thursday night. So I'll be back with you guys Thursday. We get a little respite here. Not much going on the next couple of days. I will see you guys Thursday. You guys enjoy the games. Stay safe. Thanks for the support. Talk to you Thursday. Take care.